And there'll be more magical adventures from the Gummy Bears next week, so make sure you tune in. Now, today's adventure has brought me to the Faiselswood Scout Camp to find out all about scouting. To tell you the truth, come over here. I'm feeling a wee bit embarrassed because no one thought to mention it to me that Scout uniform has changed considerably since my day. So I'm feeling rather foolish in this ridiculous get-up. Anyway, after the break, I'll be taking a look at Scout fashion through the ages and bringing it bang up to date. So don't go away.
Look for Sun Lolly. We don't freeze them, you do. With pure fruit juiciness to make summer days Sun Lolly days. Sun Lolly, the home freeze ice lolly.
Now you can do what you never did before. You can snip, 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 and snip some more. For the very first time, cut as much as you dare. 'Cause just like magic, she's got long hair. Flip it and twist it, spike it, and then add some more hair. Cut and style again. Cut and style Barbie.
Hi, I'm Charlie Chex, and I'm a rabbit, right? Right. I just crunch carrots, right? Right. Wrong. Now I crunch these as well. New Chex from Weetabix. Extremely crunchy cages of frosted corn. In a word, Chex-a-lant. New frosted and crunchy nut Chex. Chex-a-lant. Or what?
The soft fruits of summer have a warmth of flavour that spills out in their juices. Grapes, raspberries and black currants help to give Vimto its vitamin C, natural colour, and its rich, refreshing taste.
What's this?
Vimto, the taste of summer. It's wonderful with water.
The sun, the sand, and delicate skin don't always go together. So does your washing powder leave your family's clothes as soft as you'd like? Some traditional non-bios leave fibres flattened. Fairy Ultra leaves them fluffy and white and feeling really soft. So to be sure of softness that's head and shoulders above the rest, use Fairy, the softer touch for delicate skin.
Imagine a world with ice on command. A silent, sparkling world with instant heat and ovens that microwave. Whirlpool brings quality to life.
Chicken. The bird's
Bird's-eye chicken marinades. A new way to enjoy chicken. Made with succulent white breast coated in a delicious marinade.
Introducing the essential guide to a chewier chew. First, try Wellington Boots. Then try a rubber boat. Then sample a rubber plant. Then, and only then, will you be ready for the 6 chewy fruit flavors of Chewits. Chewits! No fruit chew, choose chewier.
Welcome back to my scouting adventure. Now, if any of you are watching who are in the Scouts, then you'll know there's been lots of changes since the movement first started back in 1907. And one of the most dramatic changes has got to be the uniform that the members wear. In 1914, the fashion-conscious Scout was wearing this fetching uniform. But as the years rolled on and fashions changed, so did they. In around 1952, you might have been wearing this natty little number. The fashionable 50s gave way to the swinging scouting 60s with this new look no knees uniform. And so to the 90s and a more trendy laid-back version of the uniform. Out go formal shorts and shirts and in come cool sweatshirts and trousers. And notice the other big difference. The Scouts now have girls. Well, I would just like to say thank you very much to our budding models. Didn't and they do well. But right now it's time for part 1 of Raw Tunage, featuring our feline friend Bonkers. And this week he's out on the trail in the wild, wild west. Yeehaw! Explosive stuff, eh? And you can see part 2 of Raw Tunage featuring Marsupilami a bit later on. Now today I'm out and about with the Scouts at one of their largest camping and activity centres, and I'm about to be introduced to the well-known and ancient sport of archery. The idea behind this sport is very simple. You have to aim the arrow at your target and try and hit the goal smack bang in the middle. Well, it sounds easy, but it's a lot trickier than it looks. This game of archery is a great laugh and everything, but the only problem is you've got to pick up your own arrows at the end of each round. But listen, with a bit of practice, I'm going to be at Robin Hood standard in no time. After the break, I'll be telling you the story of the man who founded the Scouts. So don't drift away now.
There's a magic new name you gotta meet. It means bags of excitement in your favorite sweets. All sorts can happen wherever you go. To your local store and ask for Haribo. Happy Cola bottles, superstar mix. Delicious gold bears, they really do the trick. There's many more bags to choose, but that's all we're trying to show. The happy world of Haribo.
Whoa! The turtles are shrinking! It's the Mini Mutant playsets. Flip them, spin them, flick them, fire them. Each playset has movable figures and a whole bunch of action features. The sewer just got smaller, dude.
The spellbinding story of The Sword in the Stone is just one of many Disney classics for your family to enjoy over and over again.
New frosted and crunchy nut checks. Checksalent. Or what?
With Lenore, you get 4 ways to give your wash a breath of fresh air. Lenore, 4 breaths of fresh air for your wash.
Snickers ice cream has a new recipe which makes it taste absolutely their best ever. In fact, it's so tasty, it's quite a bite.
So, how was the rock festival?
Glastonbury. And you would have loved it.
Relax. If you have aerial future, independent tests prove it removes significantly more stains than ever before.
Of course, in my day, things were different.
Yeah, right.
We didn't wear any clothes.
Relax. Ariel will get it clean.
Your antiperspirant may be effective, but that's only half the story.
A breakthrough from Vaseline Research.
Vaseline scientists have taken their skincare experience and put it to the ultimate test, creating the first ever antiperspirant from Vaseline that is powerful yet skin-friendly. It contains Proderma, a unique skin-caring complex, which helps keep your skin healthy. Powerful yet skin-friendly protection from Vaseline Intensive Care.
Welcome back to my adventure out and about with the Scouts. Now, if you're a Scout or a Guide, then you've probably heard all about a man called Baden-Powell. It was Baden-Powell, or BP as he became known, who first came up with the idea for Scouting. It all started when he was just a small boy. Robert Stevenson Smythe Baden-Powell was born on the 22nd of February 1857, the 8th of 10 children. At school, BP was full of life. He acted, painted, played the piano, learnt bricklaying, and most importantly, discovered his love of the outdoors. In the woods near his school, Baden-Powell would stalk his teachers, determined that they wouldn't discover his secret out-of-bounds camp, where he cooked rabbits he had trapped on an open fire. In the holidays, Baden-Powell and his brothers went adventuring, sailing boats which they'd repaired themselves, hiking and camping out under the night sky. But of course, even Baden-Powell wasn't perfect. One end-of-term report declared, French could do well, but has become very lazy and often sleeps in school. When he left school, Baden-Powell joined the army and quickly proved to be a brilliant soldier. He used to train his men using scouting principles, dividing them into small groups and teaching them with games and competitions. This was a great success, and Baden-Powell published a book full of his ideas, and he called it Aids to Scouting. In 1899, Baden-Powell became a national hero, defending a South African town called Mafeking from violent rebels, even though he and his men were outnumbered 10-1. When he came back to England, Baden-Powell was stunned to discover that his book Aids to Scouting had become a bestseller. It seemed that everywhere groups of boys were keen to try scouting. So Baden-Powell decided to rewrite his book especially for them. And in 1907, he held his first experimental scout camp. 20 boys, rich and poor, had the time of their lives, swimming, stalking, hiking and listening to Baden-Powell tell of his great army adventures around the nightly campfire. Soon scout troops began to form all over the country. Baden-Powell retired from the army on the advice of King Edward himself, who suggested he could serve his country better by devoting himself to running the scout movement. So he did just that, and scouting spread across the world. Girls could join the guides, which were run by Baden-Powell's wife. Now Baden-Powell was Chief Scout of the world, and he was made Lord Baden-Powell in honour of his achievements. He was tireless in his work for the Scouts, writing, travelling, talking, and he said himself that every minute of his life was 60 seconds of distance run. At long last, in 1938, Baden-Powell retired to his beloved Africa, and he died there a few years later. He left one last message to the Scouts. I have had a most happy life, and I want each one of you to have a happy life too. Today, 25 million Scouts in over 200 countries still have Baden-Powell to thank for creating the organisation they love. But right now, you better be prepared, because here comes part 2 of Raw Tunage. Let's see what Marsupilami is up to. And you can see more of those completely potty raw tunage folk next week. Now, all this morning, I've been finding out what it takes to be a top scout. I've just stumbled across the shooting range, and Andy here is going to show me how to be a top markswoman. So.
Okay, here we have a 177 air rifle. It's unloaded at the moment. Okay.
Right.
What you're going to do, you're going to put this into your shoulder there.
Yep.
Okay, can you keep your finger off the trigger? That's it. And I want it in a clenched fist.
Yep, clenched.
Clenched fist, even further round, and that is going underneath there like that.
It's a bit like snooker.
That's right.
That's what you do with
That's
your hand. Right.
Okay. To aim it, okay, look along the little V here.
Yep.
Okay. Along to that, get them both in line. Okay, and then straight at the target.
Right, no problem at all to me. Shooting is one of the most popular sports with the Scouts, and in some ways is similar to archery in that you need a steady arm and a good aim.
That unfortunately wasn't the metal sheet.
Right, that's rather unfortunate, but I'm going to have a bit more practice, and then I think it'll be time for a real shootout. Oh, that was a great laugh. The big question is, who's won? Come on.
I declare Stephen's the winner.
Right, Stephen, you can take that smug look off your face. There'll be more scouting action after the break.
Red is cleaning his teeth. He's chewing pedigree chum, Rask. Because chewing helps control the build-up of harmful plaque, he is left with cleaner, healthier teeth and gums. But all Red cares about is where his next rask is coming from. Pedigree Chum Rask, a chew that acts like a toothbrush.
There's a magic new name you gotta meet. It means bags of excitement in your favorite sweets. All sorts can happen wherever you go. To your local store and ask for Haribo. Happy grown-up bottles, superstar mix. Delicious gourmets, they really do the trick. There's many more bags to choose, but that's all we've time to show. The happy world of Haribo.
It's not just a baby skin that needs moisture to keep it soft and supple. Yours does too. Smoothing Johnson's baby oil onto wet skin locks in 10 times more moisture than many lotions and creams can on dry skin. And there's no greasiness. Just baby soft skin. For baby. For you. Johnson's. From the day you were born.
Just when I need someone to love me, just when I think the world's too cold.
Sheba. Delicious pieces of meat, carefully selected and prepared in a way your cat will love.
There you are in my heart, standing by me.
Sheba. The recipe of love.
Dad, you're really playing today?
Yeah, I'm playing.
At Wembley?
Yeah, I'm playing.
One big cup final.
Dad, you just had my chocolate.
One sticky problem.
Chocolate.
Kick-off's not till 3. Relax.
One big solution. New big box Persil Automatic. Now tackles more tough stains first time because it has a food stain digester that works even at low temperatures. Persil performs brilliantly, and it shows.
Get to it. Come on.
When you've tackled the surf and won, nothing's better than the great taste of Kellogg's Frosties as part of your nutritious breakfast.
They're great.
The Colonel's Crusties make a real feast for the officers' mess.
No, they don't. They just make a mess of the officers' feast. You see, a Wall's Feast bar is a real feast, bar none. Full of toffee, luscious ice cream and chocolate biscuity bits. Top hole, what?
Hurrah, down at the Colonel's Crusties. If it's not a Wall's Feast bar, just say...
Nah, not tonight, Colonel.
Red loves a treat. He's really looking forward to one of the tasty, nutritious snacks from the Pedigree Chum range.
Welcome back to my scouting adventure. Now here at Faisal's Wood you can get your first taste at rock climbing on the climbing wall. This is the most advanced climbing wall in the country, and although it looks pretty tricky, I've been told there's different levels of difficulty that you can have a go at, and I've been told that this particular level is extremely difficult. So here goes Mick.
Okay.
Give me some lessons.
Right, first of all, I've taken all the slack.
Got all my harness on, right. Slowly but surely, inch by inch, I made my way up that wall, guided by Mick's expert instruction. It was tough going, but I got a real buzz from it. Well, I think at this high point in the rock climbing extravaganza, we should take a look at Aladdin. It's part 1 of a story called Heads You Lose. And perhaps if I'm really lucky, Aladdin will lend me his magic carpet so I can get down here in one piece.